Chapter 273 War Observations. Via my clones, I simultaneously follow the scenes of all the battlefield. Argnar's first army is having a close fight. Of all the places being attacked, it's the most difficult one anyway, so it can't be helped. Rather, that it's not worse than a close fight shows how great Argnar's command skills are. If it was me, then I'd have lost long ago. The second army is unbelievably a monkey army. Yep, those monkeys that I fought with in the past in the lower layer of the Elro Great Labyrinth, they were instigated to attack the fort, and the army itself was able to make the human fort fall without taking any injuries. Those monkeys are seriously tenacious about going after anyone who kills a member of their tribe, making them a real nuisance to others. Because of that, when I fought them in the lower layer, that's why they kept on attacking until they were annihilated, you see. On top of that, they would breed after a fixed interval and multiply, and it's said that when those descend on human populations, there's nothing more troublesome. As far as I can see, though, through my clones, the fort that the second army was responsible for is being held by monkeys. The number of monkeys is staggering. The vast number of monkeys is incomparable to the amount that I fought and are crammed into the fort. A tidal wave of monkeys. Whoa, I sure feel for the humans who were in that fort after all. The boobian who set that up sure is something, huh? Well, I'm sure that was something she came up with as self-protection because she didn't want to be killed by the Demon King, though. For the third army, the idiot giant charged at the castle walls himself and smashed them down. From there, he gained control of the fort like an avalanche. What a crazy feat of strength. What's with the general going at the very front of the attack? The fourth army, Mara's place, had an unexpected defeat. Two reincarnators also participated in the war, and on top of that, a surprisingly strong magician woman was also there. Not even Mara could handle all three together and was forced to retreat. By ignoring the damage to the army, I'm sure that Mara would have won if he'd continued to fight, though. But since Mara's gotten all serious about being a general of the demon army, he could only choose to retreat. It's not that killing the reincarnators was allowed either. Not like killing, yeah. For the fifth army, it's become a close fight like with the first army. Their opponents are weaker than the first armies, but they're still being pressed. In the area of the quality of soldiers and the quality of the general, the first army is far superior after all, I guess. When all is said and done, Argnar is excellent. For the sixth army, pitiful Shota, I thought that the enemy general looked rather familiar, and it turned out to be the Osan who came to me in the past to apply for an apprenticeship. At that time, he was an Osan who was at the step from being an old man, but now he's totally a Gigi. Fucking Japanese shit. In spite of being a GG, he was really hustling and shot the Shota to death. Somehow, it seems that this Oji-san has gotten stronger since I last saw him, huh? I had thought that his magic ability was pretty high for a human before, but now it seems that he's improved still further. The eighth army, Oni-kun's place is... Well, do your best, soldier boys. Oni-kun is a brute. Well, he's an Oni after all. I've got no place saying this, but that's really cruel, okay? That's the basic progress of the battles from each place, but there was another important battle at a secret place. The elves got caught in the intelligence that I spread. The elves that are rather persistent about the reincarnators, so I wondered whether or not they would bite if I spread some intelligence saying, Vampire Girl is here! But the results were better than expected. What Vampire Girl crushed was a body possessed by Potamus, one converted to a cyborg even. I knew that the elves had technology from the old civilization, but how far it had developed was a mystery. Even for my clones that I inserted into the elf village, they've not been able to gain entry into the facility where such things are likely kept. I had been thinking that maybe they have 1, 2, or even 3 worthless weapons hidden around here. Worthless weapons hidden around there. But I actually managed to lure one to come waltzing out. The body of Cyborg Potty was collected by Vampire Girl and Filmina-chan, so we'll try to analyze it later. Depending on that, I might be able to figure out the technology level of the elves. Still, for something like that to come out, that shows just how much Potamus wanted to do with a Vampire Girl, I guess. Somehow, I've got a bad feeling. Why they're so persistent about the reincarnators? Why are they being caged up? There must be something. My clones are secretly keeping watch over the reincarnators who are in the elf village, so if somebody tries something, I can protect them. It seems that I better be careful. Shiro, don't get involved. Oh, yeah. While following the other battlefields, a voice to the side calls out to me. The hero will reach here soon, huh? It seems that the hoodlum plans to meet with him. To be honest, if I go and do it myself, it would be the fastest way, though. But his face is filled with such determination. There's no stopping him. 10th Army, do not interfere before it's over. While seeing the hoodlum off as he steps forwards in front of the hero, I give an order to the 10th Army. Are you sure? Oh, she said that, of course. The one advising such was Waldo-kun. With the vampire girl being elsewhere this time, he became my assistant. Waldo-kun knows about my strength indirectly. At any rate, his beloved vampire girl should have explained to him that he's no match for me, which is why he knows that I can even beat the hero. However, his pride? Eh? Then what about his pride? It seems that he couldn't understand my question. Waldo-kun makes a puzzled expression. The hoodlum had made a huge amount riding on this battle. I could certainly defeat the hero. However, if I then defeat the hero and then save the hoodlum's pride will be damaged. There's no point in merely living. Without pride, life has no meaning. There was only the time when I was desperate just to stay alive and didn't even have the luxury to have pride. However, a life without pride is empty. The old me who merely wanted to live, after all, I had nothing except for my life. My memories, my soul, everything was fake. Except for my life, I had nothing to protect. However, my home was burned, and the first time I experienced a sense of failure, I realized it, that there's no point in merely living. I can save the hoodlum's life. However, at the same time, that is a deed that will strain the hoodlum's pride. It is up to each person which one to choose, but I choose to take pride, even if the hoodlum dies as a result, even though we're the ones who have been trampling on his hopes to date. The peace that the hoodlum desires, the respect that he has for his eldest brother, Balto, I'm not able to grant those. The Demon King and I can't allow it. We're the ones trampling on the hoodlum's pride. For this reason, I want to protect his self-respect and in his last moments. The one-on-one duel to the death with the hero. I won't do something so boorish as to intervene. As a result, he died. Against an opponent that he couldn't beat. Again and again he was overwhelmed, but even then, until his last moments, he stood up again and again without giving up, as though it was his will and his pride that allowed him to. Thank you for everything. I will pray that you'll be able to find happiness in the next life. Blow. Yep. Oh yeah, the old man shit. Okay. Yeah. All this fucking I love it. They're great, but it sort of ruins the video a little bit. Things might sound slightly different. They sound slightly different to me. I got like a newish computer. I got my brother's computer. Things are different. I don't know. Whatever. It might sound better. It probably sounds better. To me, it sounds better. Anyway, it's kind of hard to explain. I think there's a better sound card in this computer than the other one. And also I did like a thing where you like set up the mic with the computer and like you talk into it and the computer just figures out the best way to use the mic. So that's what it did and it sounds great, I think. Yeah, cool. I'm also listening to a direct so what I had before was when I was still using like a soundboard, and I had headphones plugged directly into the soundboard, but now I have the headphones plugged into the computer, which is telling me what the mic sounds like, but because of there's like a really, really slight latency, and it's so weird, but I've gotten so used to it, and I kind of enjoy it, because I get to sort of listen to what I've said after I've said it, instead of while I've said it. I can still hear myself, and it's very bizarre, because of the way it's set up. I hear what the computer hears with my right ear, but not my left ear. So with my left ear and through my bones and whatever, I can hear what I'm actually saying, and through my right ear, I can hear what the computer hears. So I feel like I'm doing almost better in some ways. I don't know. It's interesting to have that sort of just a split second review, almost like a double check almost of what I've said, just to sort of know that I've said the correct thing, because I can hear it again, but it's so slight and it's so weird. And of course there are those weird, speech jammer things where you listen to yourself but late, but the important part of those is that they're supposed to sort of overwhelm you. They're supposed to block out your natural hearing your own voice and replace it with the late stuff, and that really messes with your head. But this is something I've adapted to, and it's very interesting. Anyway, that was a huge, pointless tangent, but those are going to be things that I'm going to be doing more on my new channel, because with the better computer, I can do a lot more. So if you don't even know anything about my other channel, Zeke Dilligaff, baby, it's coming back. Something's coming back. The main channel, the one with the more subs, the one where the old Kumo episodes are on, that one. Anyway, something's coming there. Yeah!